Big Z Reviews. High Tension, or Haute Tension, is a French slasher film from 2003 that is absolutely brutal, but very entertaining. So this is written and directed by Alexandre Aja, and mainly stars Cécile de France and Merwen, along with Philippe Nahon as the killer. And this is like I have really fond memories of this. But I think I got a limited release in America, and I think that like I traveled with my brother. Like we're an hour away from State College, like where Penn State plays, and they would have some like smaller films there occasionally back in the day, and I think that we went there to see this in the theaters, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm watching it again now. Like the actual slasher parts of it are so good and brutal. Like you think is this starting going? Like you think the slasher is not gonna start, and then oh yes it does. That's brutal. And like the practical effects are so gory and awesome. And I think this is like I think I watched the unrated version, and like there's not much difference. There's just like a couple extra gouts of blood, or like the camera stays on there for a little longer. But Cécile de France, like she is so good at this as like the main person you're following, and that like she's essentially hiding from this guy, this killer, and then he's chasing after him trying to save her friend. And I think that if you haven't seen it, I'm going to go into spoilers further on, but like at a certain point in the movie there is a twist, and the twist, it kind of makes or breaks it for you, because like watching it this time, like the twist is great, but at the same time it kind of annoyed me, because like when you think back, like, but how would that work? That doesn't quite make sense. And but it's still really, really ballsy to do something like that. And like moments that creates from it are amazing. But I think when you try to think about back at it, it's like, I don't know if that would work. But again, so now if you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend it. It's an excellent film. I mean, it's if you don't mind gore, like it is super gory and brutal. Well, like Philippe Nahon as Latour, like as a killer, he is just so like kind of like a small little guy, but like so brutally effective, and he knows everything that people are gonna do, and he like it's just so he is so like creepy, and he's an excellent character. But like I probably give like an 8.5 out of 10, 8.75 out of 10. It definitely holds up. But like I think that how you react to a twist will affect how you like the movie, I think. But now for a little bit into spoilers for me. Like if you haven't seen the movie, you probably shouldn't watch any further. But the big twist is that Cécile de France as Marie, like she is actually the killer. And like when they see that, like it's so great. Like you go this whole movie, and like she's like trying to escape him, and there's not much hint of that. It's not that she's the one doing it. Like the only hint you can see is Maiwen, as Alexia, as her like being kind of freaked out when she's talking to her, because she actually just raped her and locked her up. But it's a great scene when the cops go to look at the footage of the gas station. And you see all of a sudden her running and axe murdering the cashier instead of Philippe Nahon. Like it's an amazing moment, but at the same time, like when if you stop to think about things, like because I knew what the spoiler was when I watched it this time, I was like, but how would that work? Because essentially, the first time you see Philippe or Latour, he's like in his weird van, and he's skull fucking a woman's head, and like he like tosses it out, a decapitated head, and he tosses it out the window and like drives away. And it's like that's like before that, like no one else saw that. that was like just for the viewer, but that's trying to tell us that this person is real. Like, but like, I mean, she wasn't doing that. She was in the car with her friend going to this house. So like, it's like that kind of breaks it. And then also like stuff like, I mean, most of the kills would be possible for her. So the only one that maybe not is the kill of the dad, which is brutal. Like stuffs his head in the banister and uses the dresser and crushes his skull, decapitates him. But like that, like she's shown like I guess it wasn't real, but I guess she was locked in her own brain when she was doing this. But like she couldn't really move the dresser in her room to block the door. So it's like, could you really have moved the other dresser that strong? Well, I guess maybe it's a case of like you know, the Unbreakable, like the sequel to that, where with multiple personalities and one personality is stronger, has super strengths. But and then the stuff like stuff that kind of works. Like, I mean, you say that when she fights him, but at the same time, she is really beat up at the end. So I guess like, was she having like a car fight and chasing an empty car and then crashing a car into an empty car? Like that stuff is like, how would that work? But it kind of does work when she's fighting him and they alternate choking each other. Like, I guess she's actually choking herself, and that kind of works. Well, it goes back and forth like with like how much is in her mind, and like, because she's like, where'd she get this vehicle though? This van, because that van is real. I mean, Maewyn is being kept captive in it. It's like, where'd she find this van? Is this some weird van that was on their property? Like, but like that's the thing. But like, some of the stuff works so well, and like stuff at the end when they're fighting them, and like she's like switching back and forth between them because like asking her if she loves them. Like, it's great. I honestly kind of wish they would have delved more deeply into the psychology of this character, because beforehand she seems so normal, like other than slut shaming her friend. But like at a certain point, it feels like all she does, she sees her friend showering in the nude, and like something clicks in her brain, like, I must murder her entire family and rape her, and like, but it's kind of weird. But at the same time, maybe like that something broke in her mind. She realized she's a lesbian, but like her mind can't take it. Like, I don't know what Alexandre Aja was trying to say with that, but that's the way I guess it feels like. Seeing her naked broke her mind. But like, there's some amazing stuff here, and I think it still really holds up. Like, it is one of the better slashers from the early 2000s, and I definitely would recommend it if you don't mind a lot of gore. So thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.